Good day everybody, and welcome back to my channel and to my Saturday chat. Today, oh my God, today is the 2nd of April, April. Boy, it's years going fast, isn't it? Today I have got Sally. Sally is a Lee Middleton doll, and she was gifted to me by one of my beautiful subs on here, who also by the name of Sally, and that's why I call her Sally. As I said, she's a Lee Middleton. Is it Reva? I was told it's actually this is the boy one, but she was dressed as a girl, so I've kept her as a girl. She's my biggest baby. Who else have I got? I have got Minnie. And the reason I've got Minnie in this week is because last week, Friday before last, I had an inspection. You know, the real estate come around and they inspect your place and see if everything okay. Of course, it was almost perfect. It was clean, it was tidy, that was it. And of course, she had to go check all rooms, so she went into my baby's room, and she was, I don't know, I've never had a reaction like this woman had a reaction. And when she seen this one, and I turned it up and said it was a mouse, she was shocked with horror. She said, a mouse? But I like Minnie. She's cute. I don't know what, actually, I've had her for a few years. And I actually don't know what her sculpt name is. So, I don't know. She's got, I'll put down Sally. Sally, just sit there. Her bottom part, get out of there. Her bottom part here is vinyl, down this part here. And the rest is body. And I like her. You know, she's cute. She's got a mohawk. Now I've got to put a tail back in. Oh, that's right. And she's cute. I love her little outfit. That's the outfit she came in. And also I have got Cece. Now Cece is, when did I go to Heal for Life? Must be a couple of years now. I went to Heal for Life for the 3rd time. And Heal for Life is a place here in Australia. It's also in, I think it's also in England, and also in, I'm not quite, England is, I think it might be, not 100%. But I don't think there's also one in the Philippines. Heal for Life is for those of us who have suffered some kind of trauma in their life, which has come into in the adulthood where we've got all these mental issues. Like I have anxiety, depression, and I've also got borderline personality disorder. And I've been there 3 times. The 3rd time I went there, I actually connected with my inner child. Now, everyone's got an inner child, but unless you've been through some kind of trauma, which I feel that my trauma, what happened with me, I don't classify it as trauma, although it is described as trauma, because I have what is known abandonment issues, and they reckon that is the worst form of child abuse. But then again, I think about what could have, how it was caused. I feel like it's what every mother does, but I don't know because I've never been a mum. But it's how it was described at my last Heal for Life was that you're in your cot, you're sitting there and you cry. And sometimes someone will come to you and sometimes they don't. And it's a time when they don't come to you is when you feel abandoned. But as a child, it just, how many mothers out there have done this for the child? Oh, the child's crying, it'll be okay, I'll just do something else. I bet you millions of mothers have done it out there, and probably more out there who actually, children have not actually feel like they've had trauma done to them. I don't feel like it's trauma because it's just what mothers do. I'm one of 9. I'm the 5th one of 9. So there's 4 above me. I don't know what Mum was doing. Mum was a housewife, worked at home looking after all us kids. And at the end of the week for the Heal for Life, during the week, we actually get an envelope which we decorate with our name and that. And during the week, we all write something about that person and we put it into their envelope. And on the last day, we have this gathering, like a farewell thing, and we're in what they call the chapel. And in a circle are the envelopes with something on top. Well, they were there, and everyone had something in, okay. And we're there and we're told, everyone go and pick up something. We're not to look at the envelope. We're just going to pick up one. So you're in there, everybody was looking around, so I waited and I picked up one, which was this one. But when I picked it up, I didn't realise it was mine. It was when I picked it up, I looked at the envelope and see it had my name on it. And because if you pick up someone's who had someone else's name, you would actually go and give that to that person and say something about that person. And the reason why mine was yellow, they chose yellow for a reason, because at this to Heal for Life, it's like a retreat, I call it a holiday, I actually had connection with my inner child, and it was amazing. I didn't realise, I know people have had connection with their inner child and all this, but I didn't think it would be as fleeting as it was when I connected with mine. And when it happened, it was just, wow. Just that fleeting moment where she told me that yellow was her favourite colour. And that was amazing. It was just a fleeting moment, and I thought it'd be something longer. I don't know if I can compensate. I had no idea what it would feel like until it actually felt it. Just that fleeting moment, that just a millisecond. It was amazing, and that's why I got the yellow angel. I'm not, of course, I'm an angel. That is why I've got my little CC, an angel on my shoulder. Yeah. What else is happening? Which will I say first? I'll get into the nitty-gritty part of what I want to talk about. I know I've talked about, I think it was the last chat about a scam website I found via Facebook. Well, okay, the other day I think I'm still looking for a screen capture where I can actually video my screen to show you. I thought I had one, so I went trying to search for this site. So I just searched Reborn dolls, and wow, the first page of Google's site were all scam websites. And it is amazing. I know one of the pictures on this site is I've actually seen on Etsy. And so I'm not quite sure of the sculpt of this doll, but I can still see it in my eye, actually what it is. So we all know on these scam sites, the photos that you see have been stolen either from other sites, they've probably gone to eBay, they've probably gone to like some other artists who have maybe CelysRebornBabies, they've gone somewhere to steal these photos so they can sell crap dolls or to take your money. And I had found so many of these sites. I actually had been meaning to go in to check and see if they were all the same sites, because some of the photos were on multiple sites. What I'll do, I'll put all the links to these sites down in the description down below, because I could not believe I created a folder in my my favorites, and I put them all in there, so they're all in the one area. Did you know you can do that? Yes, I'll get onto that in a minute. But I couldn't believe how many sites are out there. As I said, when I go to add them to the description, I'll go in and check every site and see if they are from the same place, but a different name. That is probably another way they get around this. They got a different site, different web address and everything, different name, but they're maybe from the same place. Well, I'll have a look at that when I'm putting in the description. And you can go and check and have a good look and just make aware of all these sites, because you think they're legit, but the problem is the prices they are selling these reborns, I can't say reborn, of course, the price that the money they want from you is cheaper than what you'll actually pay for the kit. I'm talking with my hands. But it's getting to the stage where people are wary of other people who are selling their authentic reborns, and they're scared that they might get scammed because they've heard of people who have been scammed. And that is where it's coming to. People are just scared. But those of us who've been in the industry for a while with reborns, we know what to look out for. We know to actually try and, if you've got a COE, certificate of COA, a certificate of authenticity, you know, it's proven that is the real kit. I know my reborns, all my reborns are authentic kits. Even though I don't have a COA for them. The only COA, I actually have got COA for a few of them, and some of them I don't. It's just the way it is. Sometimes I'm not quite sure if every kit should be sent with a COA. I know with my Cecilia kit and my Agnes kit, I think they got a there was COA with them. Well, Sally wasn't, because she was, as you know, she's not a reborn. She's a Lee Milton doll. Yeah, she's good. So she's my biggest baby. So check all the websites down below. Maybe if you could share the links to the do a video about scam websites, and you can take the links and share them on you, because you've probably got subscribers that I don't have, and just share it around to make people aware to actually make sure that when people are buying an authentic reborn kit, that they are getting what they paid for. I know one thing we don't know when we get our reborn kits, what's on the inside of them. That is one thing. I don't know where I've seen it now. Maybe Facebook. I don't know where it was. There's one woman. She actually, when she gets the reborn, she actually pulls it apart and checks what's inside. Now that is it's a good thing to do, but it's something we shouldn't have to do when we buy an authentic Reborn kit. An authentic Reborn doll. And it's just not right. Spread the news, take the everyone should do a video about the scammers on what to look for. If you know someone who's looking into get a Reborn, make sure you let them know what to look for. If something looks too good to be true, it usually is, especially for the price these are asking. It's because what you get, I know people have been scammed from these websites, and what they get is nothing compared to what they think they're getting, if they get anything at all. And it's just, it's no good for the sculptors in who go to all the trouble to create the kits for us to enjoy, and it's just not right. And we all know it's China's, I don't know if it's about China, except they sell cheap stuff. A lot of cheap stuff is made in China. I know that sometimes cheap is not as good as the real deal. Then sometimes cheap things are even better. What am I going for? I don't know. I lost the train of thought. Yeah. So that's all about scams. The links to all the sites I found are in the description. I told you that. What else we got going? Oh, I got another bassinet for my babies. Oh, when was it? It was late. What's today? Saturday. It was late. Now let me see. I can't remember what day it was now. It arrived yesterday. And it must have been the night before. I asked for more photos, and I liked it. I can't believe, what did it cost me? $50. It's an old cane one, and this one's got a stand on wheels. And the lady who brought it in, she brought it in, and I said, I've actually just got my Reborn. And I said, have you ever heard of Reborn? She said, no. Well, I'll show you a Reborn. So I took out Lee and showed her, and she couldn't believe it. And it's amazing. She was surprised at how real it looks. I know, they are amazing. These artists do an amazing job in what they do. So to any artist who happens to be watching my videos, thank you so much for the hard work that you do into creating these amazing work of art for us people to enjoy. I was going to say women, but we know there are also Reborn dads out there. And it doesn't matter. People think, there are people who think is a cut-off age for dolls. When is that? I know there was a time in my life I didn't have a doll, but then I didn't know about Reborns. I mean, oh, sorry, I got an itchy head. I remember I had a doll. I can remember this doll I had as a baby. I wasn't a baby, as a kid. She had this flat back head. She had blonde hair. It was like, I don't know if it was a hair or something. I can still vision this doll. I don't know where I got it from or anything, but we didn't play with dolls. We were outside. We were playing with neighbours across the yard, across the road in the gum tree. Yeah, in a fig tree. Fig trees, he's had amazing big roots, and we used to play among these roots in this tree. Sadly, that tree is no longer there. I think I was about, let me see, 57, 3 and 6. I was 8 when we left. This is at Terra Nora. Terra Nora is on the Tweed, which is north, up where I grew up. I was about 8 when we left there. I think the last time I was went up north for a holiday was last year. Did I go up? That tree is no longer standing. The area where we lived up there is completely different. It's all houses and everything. And yeah, it's complete. Well, it always, we grow up, everything changes, which is sad. So what was I saying? I forget. I got off track. Oh, so as I said, I got this new, it's a cane bassinet. It's on, this one's got a stand. And this lady could not believe it. And she noticed, because this lady, I don't know, I'm not quite sure what nationality is. She's maybe, I don't know, maybe Vietnamese. Because I've got this thing, I actually thought it was a Chinaman. But she's seen it, and she's looked at it. I said, yeah, that's a Chinaman. She said, no, it's not. She said, it looks like a Vietnamese. I always thought it was a Chinaman. But she said it's Vietnamese, because seeing that's probably where she comes from. And I said, she wanted to know where I got it from. I said, it belonged to my grandparents. My grandmother, I'll see if I'll get a photo, and I'll put it at the end of the video of this Chinaman. I don't know. Well, I always call it the Chinaman because it's got a tin hat, it's got a plait down the back, which, you know, Chinamen used to do that. They had a plait down. Remember Hop Sing on Bonanza? Didn't he have a plait? I have no idea. I don't know where I'm going. Anyway, she said it looks like Vietnamese. So, and it's old. I don't know how old it is. I always remember Nana and Pop having it, so it could be as old as me or as young as me, whichever way you want to go. And think of that, and I'm still got to get my head around, I'm going to be 65. Used to think, oh, 65 is old, you know, but I don't feel old, although sometimes I do. But mostly, I don't feel old. My brain hasn't connected to my body at the age, how old I am. And I've got to be thinking what I'm going to do for my 65th. I have no idea what I'm going to do. What to do for my 60th? Oh, for my 60th, I went up to Australia Zoo, up at the Sunshine Coast here, went up there, but I think the 4th time I've been up there. I don't know if I'll ever get up there again, but that's okay, I've been 4 times. For my 50th, with my first partner in Wollongbar. For my 40th, I actually got a job, which I thought was going to be my dream job in aged care. I thought, no. For my 30th, I cried. So I remember my family had a courier business on the Tweed Coast. We lived at Kingscliff, and we picked up parcels from the Wollongbar Rail and delivered them from Tweed to the Gold Coast and some parts of Brisbane, which I did that. And I can remember it was my birthday. I was driving. I think I was heading home from the coast. I was driving near Palm Beach, Palm area, and I was crying. I said, I'm 30. My life has not been where I wanted to be at this age, and I just started crying. And here I am nearly 35 years later, and my life is still not what I thought it would be. The only thing I ever wanted in my life was to have a child, but my body gave up on me on that. A lot of you probably don't my new subscribers. All I ever wanted to be was be a mum. That's the one thing I always didn't want to be a wife, whatever. It was just to be a mum. I just wanted to have a child. I went through, you got the stage where I wasn't finding anyone, and someone told me about artificial insemination. I thought, so I went to a female doctor, and I told her I wanted to have a baby, and I said, there's no one in my life, nothing. And she gave me a referral to a gynecologist, talked about it, and decided that I wanted a baby and all this. So I went through the process of artificial insemination. for 2 years. I went through artificial. It probably wasn't quite 2 years because there was a time I did have a break because I was actually doing a course. And then in, let me see, early 1996, I fell pregnant after 2 years trying, but I lost the baby on the 2nd of February in 1996, and I can still remember what happened, you know, how it came, what led up to it, what on the day and everything. And I always thought that when you have a miscarriage, it's like gone. It's in the same day, painful, is gone. But for me, it wasn't nothing like that. The Saturday, I started having this brown spotting stuff. So I rang up the doctors and they said, just go to bed and rest. Then I made an appointment, seen the doctor on the Tuesday. I went for a ultrasound, and because they couldn't find the heartbeat through my belly, they had to do an internal ultrasound, and they didn't say anything, and the girl left the room. I remember looking at the screen, there was just this blob on the screen. I went back to the doctor with the results. She said that it's still viable. It's still okay as far as they could say. But she said if anything happens, if I start lasting clots or whatever, to actually go in and see her. That was Tuesday. Wednesday, I started feeling pain and passing clots, and I said, what's the sense of going back to the doctor when I knew? No, it wasn't clots. Wasn't passing clots. I was feeling pain. So I'm going back to 1996. That is 26 years ago. And the only show I could watch, what I used to do, it was like period pains. And I was laying on the floor in the lounge room with laying on a pillow and watching this show called Molly Grubs. I hated that show, but that was the only show I could watch. I did have an appointment to see my gyno on the Friday, and so I went and seen a gyno. He actually did a another scan, internal scan, and then he said that the baby is dead. The baby has shrunk in size, which means it is no longer viable, and he has to do a D&C. So I had to wait somewhere, you know, so I rang my sister who lived at Tweed, saying I could stay there. I've got to go to surgery for D&C, and she wanted to know why. And I didn't want to tell her why, because none in the family knew that I was pregnant, what I was doing. So I went back to her place, and she had to go somewhere. And so I went to the toilet, and when I wiped myself, there was this thing on the toilet paper. At the time, I didn't know what it was. And of course, I just flushed it down the toilet. By the time when I got to hospital, did all that, I think it was a week later when I went back to see the gyno about the results. He said, there was nothing there. My uterus was completely empty. And he would think maybe it was a ectopic. So they're watching my HCG levels, but they were going down or whatever they're supposed to do. And but what I realised was when I went to the toilet at my sister's place and wiped myself, that was my baby in my hand. And I know everyone who's lost, you always think, did I do it? What did I do? Was there something I did that had done this? I could not think of anything that I had done to actually cause my miscarriage can just happen. Sometimes they are caused by something, or in my case, there was caused by something, but it wasn't anything I did. Fast forward to 2008, I had to have a hysterectomy. This was just after I moved to Coffs Harbour, and because I had pre-cancer cells in my cervix, and because the gynae didn't know where the cancer was, he decided to do a complete hysterectomy. So I went through all that. When I went back a week later for the results, so they got it all over there, and he said my uterus was shaped like cow horns. And I thought, what? How can you just, what is that means? And that is, and he also said my uterus was hard to pull, because they only cut, I had it like a Caesar, did the Caesar cut, and he said it was so hard to pull out of me, so I'm lucky I was out to it. That made, because it wasn't stretched, because I hadn't had kids, it was just tough getting the uterus out. But then that was caused the miscarriage, is that my uterus was shaped like cow horns, and I figured that out, that as the embryo was growing, it got to the part where it was because picture it, we all know that we've got the fallopian tubes are connected to our uterus. Well, in my case, the connection there was wider than it should have been. And as the fetus was growing, it got to the part where it was wider, and it detached itself from the uterus. And that is what caused my miscarriage. I was told if the pregnancy had went on long, I don't know how much longer, that it could have been dangerous for me. And also, it's the reason why, but then again, sometimes women do take a long time to fall pregnant. But then, because the way I was doing it, I had to go first by my temperature each morning. That wasn't working, and then I used to have to go for blood tests. Oh bugger, got to do that. I usually turn off my net and my sound. I've got to have a drink. And of course, all this, I went through it all alone. I never actually told my family anything. The day that I was going to tell my family was the day things started to go wrong. It was a Saturday. It was one of my nephew's first birthday and also his christening. And I rang my sister-in-law to say they wouldn't be coming up, and I told her why. So you can still come up. I said, no, I didn't want, I just wanted to stay home. And I don't know, they probably told everyone, I don't know. I know I rang another sister and I was talking to her about it, and she said that with one of her pregnancies, she did have a bleed, but it was nothing. But mine was. All I wanted to be was a mum, you know? And there's one thing I always wanted to be. I haven't cried, got upset about it for a while, you know. I never forget her birthday. I say her because I wanted a girl. I don't know, maybe I felt there was a girl. And I had a name picked out for her. The date was the 2nd of February when I lost her. Her due date was the 24th of September. And it was hard, you know. I can remember after I went home, I was laying on the bed and everything, and I just wanted to die. Back then I was asthmatic and everything, and I was laying on my bed and I could feel it. No, I need to use my puff. I said, I'm not doing this. I just wanted to die, to go be with my baby. But I don't know, I think dying that way would have been so hard. And I can remember the day after, the Saturday, because I'd been inside all week, hadn't been out because I was resting and everything. The next Saturday I was out. I don't know if I should have been out, but I was out and up the street, and you know, I just had to get out. And going through it alone was hard, but that's the way I chose to do it. And yeah, you know. Coming up 26 years in September. And thinking of that, tomorrow, as you know, the 3rd of April, is my Tigger's birthday. A lot of you don't know who Tigger is. A lot of you only see, Tigger was the most amazing cat. I mean, before him, I've had cats before him, but he was the most amazing cat. He knew when my mental health was getting worse before I knew it. And one day I woke up and I laid on the bed all day. I couldn't move. And he must have known, because he wasn't meowing for food or anything. I mean, this is all day. Probably, I don't know what time, maybe 2, 3 in the afternoon before I started to move. And I don't know, at the time, I didn't know what was happening. So when I was at Heal for Life, the last time I was there, I was talking about this, and they said that what happened, I had a dream and I froze, and that's why when I woke up, I couldn't move. It was like I was scared to move, and that was scary. But I think, I don't know how she would, because I was still with my ex at the time. I made sure I put my phone on silent in case she rang. I didn't want to hear it. I know she came to the door about 2 to 3 times during that time, and I remember the last time she left, she knocked and left, I thought things she'd go and get the police, and I just curled up into a fetus ball and said no. I remember that. I didn't. It was just, I don't know. It's just that I had a dream, whatever. I don't remember the dream, otherwise I would have known, but I froze. And usually what was probably something from the past, yeah, I don't know. That has never happened since, which is good. Oh, what else is happening? Oh, the cradle. I got a new cradle, so I'm going to be able to start in getting the room ready for my babies. Now I've got 2 beds for them. Had to sort out who's going in them. I know I've got Aggie and Lottie in. That is the Cecilia and Agnes kit in one, and I've got them. There's no stand for theirs. I was thinking of buying something. Then I thought, no, I had these plastic containers, which what I moved with. I've got a couple of those sitting on top of one another. I've got them sitting on that. And the one that arrived yesterday, it's actually got 2 mattresses in it. There was another one I wanted, but I'm glad I didn't get it because it was dearer. It was nicer, but it was dearer than the one I got arrived yesterday. So getting forward to actually, it's funny. When the lady was here yesterday with the bassinet, she was looking around and I got these like a water jug set. Now we get a water jug and get these little mugs. I have got since I think I was 17, 18. So that's coming up nearly 50. Yeah, nearly 50 years coming up soon, a couple of years. And she was turning over, looking at the bottom to see if there'd work anything. She said, oh, they're from Japan. Well, not for so, I've never used them, and they're just like they're a water set. And I actually haven't put my shelf together, the shelves together, but I actually haven't put the things in the right places. Yeah, I've got one too, mate. No, what you say is, what else did you get for Christmas? When someone goes past and bit the horn, you say, what else did you get for Christmas? What else is happening? I said, back to doing the room. Yes, I can organise that room, organise stuff in there. Yeah, so what am I doing? That is going to be good. Once I get that set up and get everything set up, I'll be able to actually do a house reveal. Yes, to return. What I'm trying to get Archie to say now is peekaboo, peekaboo. When he's on his swing, because sometimes I move him from the lounge room outside to the big glass door. And he's on there and he's on his swing and it's rocket, so I make sure it rocks a bit harder for him. And I think, why don't homes come with swings in them? Why don't homes have swings in them? And yesterday afternoon, when I went out to actually bring him in, because it was getting late, there was a magpie sitting out on the handrail. He loves his swing. Oh, don't you, Archie? Oh, but it's getting on my nerves. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. He's saying continuously now. I hope I'm getting to say peekaboo. Peekaboo. The one thing he hasn't said night-nights yet. Because over night time, when I cover him up, I say it's night-night times. And if I've covered up and he's talking, I said night-nights, night-nights. He hasn't said night-nights. And, or cheese. Because when I go to record my video, I can actually say cheese and it'll actually start recording. It's also helped when I want to take the photo from your thumbnail. I say cheese. What you doing? He says that. He said, what you doing? And I just said, I'm just scratching my ass. If he comes out about that, I tell you, that'd be a miracle. Just scratching my ass. What else have I got here? Oh. Sorry, Sam. Now, this one. This is Sam. I actually thought it was a Reborn. But what it is, it's a Behringer baby. I think it is classified. Because the I didn't know what it was. Because even the joints in the arms are different. And so what I did, I actually put a photo up on Patreon way back when I was following Stephanie on there. And she said it was something newborn. I don't know. I don't know if it's a Behringer, but I can't remember. But it is cute anyway, you know. And this is an outfit. I did a. Now, who did I get this from? I'm trying to think. Did I do? She's cute, isn't she? Isn't she cute? So she's mine a flood. Yes, she's cute. Yes, we've had more floods around the area. Lismore, which is probably about maybe an hour or so north of here, they've had flood again. It was flooding. South Grafton was flooded. I'm lucky that where I am living, we don't flood, but only because we've got a levee wall here where it stops the water coming in. Otherwise, I know my landlord said that before the levee wall in, that the water will come into where I'm living. And I'm not quite sure how far I am from the river. One day I'm going to have to go for a walk, because if I go up there and follow that street down, I will end up down to the Clarence River. I was up early this morning. What time did I wake up this morning? I was awake about 6 to go visit the loo, and went back to bed. Then I woke about, I had my clock set for 8:30 because I had to get up because some things I've got for sale, a lady was coming around to look at them. And so I had to get up early. But I woke up early anyway. But I think I would have laid in bed longer if I didn't have to get up. But then getting up Saturday, I actually have to do my video. And yeah. I am feeling, wait a minute, floods. Okay, floods. Well, I had to go, Tuesday was payday. I thought, oh, it was going to rain. But I thought I had to go in town, excuse me, because I actually had to get a blood test done. And because it was raining, like always when it rains, I go barefooted. And the guy who did the blood test was excellent. He did a great, amazing. I don't know, maybe it was all the water I drank, because I've got to drink water. I drank that much water. And I actually, if I don't drink water before I have a blood test, they can't get blood out of me. So I get the results. The doctor wanted to do, just because he was a new doctor, he just wanted to do check on everything, like my cholesterol. He's also checking my thyroid. I've never had a problem with that I know of. But he's just given a whole lot, you know. But the guy who did the blood, it did hurt a little bit. But I've been through pain, you know. I've been through a hysterectomy, been through breakups, you know. No, that was nothing. It was there and it was gone. I didn't even leave a bruise, nothing. It was amazing. It must look funny. I walked in there, no shoes on. I thought, how am I going to do this? But it was raining. What to do? Of course, it was payday is when I raid Hank's Kitchen. Hank's Kitchen is a cake shop where I go each fortnight and get my 6 lamingtons and a French pastry. Or the French pastry is different to what Moorlambar has, but still. What's it? Oh, mate, we've got the Grafton shows coming up next month. The next markets here in Grafton is on Easter Saturday. Easter Saturday. I think I'm dying for. Got to get next time. I might get some jam drops. And she wasn't there last time, so I missed out last time for Grandma Pie. But if she's here for this one, I will show you what Grandma Pie, and because I get a full big Grandma Pie, and I actually divide it up in separate meals, and I freeze it. But the jam drops, oh, I haven't had jam drops in a long time. Mum used to make jam drops. They are absolutely beautiful. I was going to say something then. What was it? It was something, That actually, I should have said last week, I forgot about it, is that when I went to see my doctor the Friday before last, he was asking about pap smears. If I said one every, I said, I've given up. He said, what? I said, I've given up. I said, I got sick of getting poked. I explained to him because when I had my hysterectomy, I had to go every 3 months for a pap smear, and each time it showed I had HPV, and then I used to have to go over to Bellingen to actually burn it off to get rid of the HPV, and after that they had to insert some cream into me to help heal it, and I went through it for so long, and I got sick of being poked. Then he said, what about a mammogram? I said, no, I'm sick of that too. I'm supposed to have a pap smear all the time, I'm supposed to have a mammogram all the time. I'm sick of that. What else? I'm supposed to have a colonoscopy every so often because it's in the family. Mum's parents, both parents had it. Mum had it. But the last time I had a colonoscopy, it wrecked my anxiety. It brought my anxiety on. I think maybe because I had to stay overnight in the hospital, which I didn't want to. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, I wanted to come home. The nurse said, it's too late. I said, no, it's not. I want to go home. But they wouldn't let me because no one had to look after me. There was me, wasn't there? I know I do have a lump in my breast, but it's just one of those cyst things. When I noticed it, I went to the doctor, and this was a few years ago, she said it's just a cyst, something cyst. I said, okay, is breast cancer in the family, plus the bowel cancer, all connected. So I went and had a mammogram and what I call a boob squishing session, and an ultrasound, or it was just a cyst, so it doesn't worry me. Just something, another abnormality. Oh yeah, last week I said, talking about how I'm not scared of dying. I know a lot of people are scared of dying. But the one thing I'm scared about when it comes to dying is dying alone. It's like I could like pass away during the night just like that, and how long before someone realised that something's wrong? Like the only people I really see now really is for appointments with a doctor. They wouldn't. I think that's it, you know. I've got no one to check up on to see if they're okay. No one will check on me to see if I'm okay. And it's just not someone who really cares anyway. I know I was in contact with a girl even before I left Cox Move up here and that, but it's like I don't contact her because I feel like I'm pushing myself on other things. She actually did text a couple of weeks back saying how things are going. Have I settled in? I said, yeah, I'm settled in, you know, blah, 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 and that was it. I know I did, when I was coming up to the first markets, when I was here, I actually told her, was she going to the markets? She said no, she can't because she was in isolation because her and her boyfriend had COVID. I'm not worried about getting COVID. We don't wear a mask. When I went to pathology, had to wear a mask. When I went to the doctor, had to wear a mask. You're supposed to wear them on public transports, taxis, that, but taxi drivers don't wear one, so I don't wear one. No, I've never been worried about COVID. I did have a test, I think last year, because I don't know what it was. I felt like I had a fever, and I didn't feel, I don't know, So I went and had a test and it was all right. But it's just like, see, I only go out once a week shopping because it's 20 minutes walk. I don't mind the walk, although sometimes it's longer. Sometimes it could be 25 minutes or 30 minutes because oh bugger. You probably, no, you can't see it. I've got an ant flying around. He's gone. I go on raid. Oh, I didn't see that. Sometimes Twitter pops up with things. What was I saying? Oh, because every payday I nick Hank's Kitchen for my lamingtons and that, which I got on last Tuesday. I know, when I went to pathology, the guy said, what's today? I said, well, first of all, I'm going to raid Hank's Kitchen. He laughed. I said, I got to get my lamingtons to last me a fortnight, and I got to get my, what do you call it? French pastry. There's one thing I have noticed since I started taking these. I said, this is what I take to help my gut problem. Digestive enzymes. I find when it comes to eating, it's I don't eat. I get fuller faster. Like I'll have for lunch. I have a sandwich. Did I put that? Yeah, put Devon out. I'll have a sandwich. I'll have a Devon beetroot and cheese sandwich, and I'll have a cup of tea and 2 nice and a ginger nut, and I'm full. Like when I get shopping Tuesdays, and when I get my Ray Hank's Kitchen, when I get my French pastry, I classify that as my lunch because it is big, and I classified that as my lunch. Yeah. And I don't have, what happened? I know, was it Tuesday night? I know, about 6 o'clock. I went crazy and I ordered a pizza. I don't know why. I don't know why I got it, but I did. I thought I got the extra money there. So, oh, the marshmallows. They're gone. No, I said I was going to have one a day. Blew that out, didn't I? Because I think I left the ones that look really nice to the end, like you always do, and they were nice. Even though what I ate, I lost 200 grams. When I weighed myself on Monday, I had lost 200 grams, which is good. So I still lost even though and it's amazing. I know I've got a long way to go to get what I've got about 26 kilos to lose. I'm not in a rush. I'm not going anywhere, are we? Just the worst part when you're losing weight and things get the dresses, and I don't wear dresses, although I have got one black dress. Like my tops and the skirts, they don't get bigger or anything. It's just the bras seem. They are fitting a lot better than they were, and even my new pants I buy, I've always bought the same size pants all the time, and they seem to be the new ones. I've been getting into the new ones I brought, and they seem to fit better. And it just, that is actually what makes me still want to do this. It's just those little things. Yeah. What do you? It just makes you want to keep going. You don't want to go back to how your bra was feeling all this, but it just feels different. And then when they get bigger, you don't. It's hard because you still want to lose weight, but you. Because I only wear bras when I go out, which is actually once a week. I was going to go out for lunch yesterday to get, I was going to go, we've got a takeaway just around the corner here. I was going to get some hot chips. I haven't had hot chips in a long time. And what if I do it today? What time are we? What time are we? Oh, it's 20 to 11. See if I feel like getting up and walking and getting that. So this will be up. It takes a while to actually. I know last week to convert it from the MP4 to the WMV, it took about an hour or so. Then it took 2 hours to upload, which is why I like to get it early, because as I said, I've got this routine now. I read. Oh my God, talk about books. Oh, I found a place where you can get free books, free ebooks, and you used to claim download 10 at a time. If you don't log in, you can download 5. When you log in, you can download 10. But they were asking for donations to help fund the site. So, oh yeah, I'll help them because they're doing really good, you know, getting these books and that. So I made a donation. And oh my God, I had all these favourites. So I thought, what the heck? Last night, I went in, I downloaded, checked through which ones I still wanted to keep and download them all onto my computer. Now I've got to go through them, and I've actually started to actually convert them to another. I like to convert them to another. No, I don't know why I do, but I do. And if I've got a series of books, especially with some books, I've actually is like there's 5 in a series. Then they look more like the shifter ones, and they are excellent. I really enjoy them. The one I'm reading at the moment, the man, he turns into a bear, and his girlfriend turns into a rabbit. They've got this animal inside them, and it's like they can actually talk to the animal. Imagine this grown woman can turn into a little bunny. I thought, and I'm reading this one, so, oh, that would be so cute. Oh, be able to turn into something else. Wouldn't that be amazing? But where they live in the series, in the book itself, is actually a place called Heartland, where everyone in this place are shifters. I mean, a shifter can be any animal you can think of. They can be eagles, they can be snakes, they can be anything. I wonder about a spider. I don't think they're called. But imagine, it would be so cute to be able to turn into another animal and go running out in the wild somewhere, you know. And it's like when they're reading it, the person's saying how the bear's trying to get out. And in the first one in this series, one of the characters in the female, she actually had an accident which she lost her memory, and she actually turns into a tiger. And when they told her that, she was scared, especially when she was there and her actually hands, she's seen her claws on her hands, you know. She thought, oh. And because she was in a human hospital, her boyfriend had to get her out of the hospital, because if the humans found out, because as shifters, they heal a lot faster than humans. And the doctor he noticed this, he wanted to do all these tests. And so the boyfriend had to get her out there pretty quick, because there should be a lab under the microscope for what can happen. And it's amazing. And in different books I read, the humans do know about shifters, but humans were not allowed to see shifters actually turn into something else. It is amazing. So if you know someone who's got a Kindle who would like some different stories to read about shifters and different things, these are ones I'm really enjoying, email me and let me know, and I can actually email me and let me know, and let me know. Let's give this person my email so that she knows. Let her know everything, and I can actually, because they're not books that I actually download them to my computer, because because when there's a whole series, you can't get them all in one file. Sometimes there's 5 in the series, and they come as separate files. So I got them, and I actually join them into one file, which is good, because when they're in one file, you just read one after the other. You don't have to go searching for the other one. So I do that. I sit here sometimes. I make a cover. I don't know why I have to make a cover, but I do. I like to have a pretty, not a pretty one, but a cover saying it's all these books. And it's just something I enjoy doing. It's something I do sitting on my ass. That's one thing too. We say arse, A-R-S-E, where Americans say ass. Now an ass is an animal, like a donkey mule kind of thing. And I've seen it, I don't know whether it's on Facebook, I don't know, excuse me, Facebook, or it might be on YouTube. I say an ass is an animal, it's got 4 legs. So this is how we say it. Arse. You know, like R, A-R-E, R, so it's arse. Speaking of pronunciation, I was watching, the other morning, I was watching the news on YouTube, which is about the floods. And there's a little town up north on the Tweed coast. It's such a cute little town. Every time I go up there, I always drive past it. It's only got one shop. It's got a pub. It's got some, I don't know what else it's got. It's on the Tweed River. It's beautiful. And this person, the reporter, pronounced it tumblegum. And I let out the biggest laugh. I mean, it was, it's ages since I heard anyone say tumblegum. The way she pronounced it was T-U-M-B-L-E-G-U-M, which is not the correct way to pronounce it. It's tumblegum, tumblegum. T-U-M-B-U-L-G-U-M, tumblegum. I'll put it up on a page on Facebook, and they all laughed. And I also said, what about the way they sometimes pronounce Coogin and Tugun? Coogin is not far from Kingscliff, where I grew up. Tugun is on the Gold Coast, which is a bit further north. How they pronounce Coogin was Cudgeon, and Tugun is Tuggin. So everybody, is it towns in your country, around where you live, where they pronounce with someone else who doesn't live in the area, how they pronounce it? I know I know all around the country, there's probably these little towns where they've got these names that people pronounce correctly. I know is it Scotland has got a town with the words so long, it's got so many letters in it. So if you've got a town, if you've got a video, you've got a YouTube channel and you do videos, do it. Tell people a town name that people pronounce wrong. And one on this post I put saying, I still don't get how you pronounce it. Well, I say T-U-M-B-U-L, tumblegum. I'm getting it wrong. Tumblegum. Now, that's that. Yeah. The last thing, I was watching YouTube again this morning, and there's people about naughty kids, you know, real families called being naughty. And I thought, what they need is the nanny, you know. They're going out my ADHD and all this and everything. One girl, yes, she did have a problem. But this other little boy, what they do, the nanny would have done it. Time out. He's 6, he gets 6 minutes time out. You know what? And doing that picks him up. And that's what the grandmother said. All you need was discipline. And it's amazing. All these different things on YouTube are amazing. and because I watch it through sometimes I watch it through if I've got my computer on, I'll watch it through my laptop. But seeing, and when I'm working, doing housework, I actually either put on my Elvis ones, which is 3. There's 2, but they're all different songs from his movies. And also I've got another, I create these lists, you know, where you got, it's on your library, you've got your favourites. It's like a favourites. And I also got a music one where I put all my different music I like the Bay City Rollers, Kiss, Patrick Hernandez. I can't remember who else I've got in there, but I put them on and watch them, listen to them when I'm doing stuff. Sam is so good. She is sitting up perfectly. I have her sitting on the shelf here. You probably can see it at the side here. See there? There. She's sitting on that shelf just there. At the moment, she's sitting on my desk. What's going on? It looks like it's coming overcast again. As we had a flood in the last week. We couldn't. The highway. It's only a new highway from Coffs right up the coast, and it was flooded. There's a place on YouTube, this guy, he has a drone, and he actually did, when the floods were on and then he had drone going out there, and that's around the Mawulum, that's another name that people were hard to pronounce, Mawulumbar. When I was young, I couldn't even pronounce my own name, Cecilia. I couldn't even pronounce it. That's how hard things are pronounced. And yeah, what was I going to say? Sam? No, not Sam. We've got to put Sally. Sally's. That's Jenny want to dance. Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I've got to get up and put things together. Get this. I'll get in now and get this going and get it going. I like to get it going. Once I get it together and saving, then I'll probably get out and do things. I've got to get onto my surveys and do more surveys. Yesterday, sometimes we get these challenges where if you go and do this thing, you'll get more points. Yes, the other day I got an email saying if I do an 1,000 point survey, I'll get an extra 400 points. But 1,000 points is only $1. But it soon adds up. I've got a bit there now, but I'm not going to touch it. I don't need it at the moment. I thought I might have to, getting this cradle I got, I thought I might have to dig into some savings. I thought, no, I don't need to dig in that savings, which I might when my power bill comes. Because I can't read my meter at the moment. I cannot understand my meter. I have got this clock meter. I mean, it's old. The other ones, other units have got these newer meters, but me, I've got this really, trust me to get this old one. And plus I'm the only one in this place who reads their meter. I tried to get a smart meter, but I can't because there's nothing wrong with the other one except that it's old and it's hard for me to read. I don't know. Also, I don't know how much it costs an electrician, someone to come. I'm hoping, actually, on the 14th of April, is when around that area is when my meter is due to be read. So I'm going to get up early. I'm going to stay here, and hopefully when he comes, I am going to ask him to read the meter for me. Show me how to do it correctly, because I was going all right for 1 week. I look at the usage for the week, yeah, that looks right, you know. Then it come to 1 week, couple weeks ago, I thought, something's wrong here. Something completely is wrong. Because I had 81988. The next week was 81900. So I have no idea where I stuffed up there. No idea. I was just reading by it. Maybe it was 820 something. I have no idea. So when the power guy comes, hopefully, what's the day? Another 12 days. Hopefully I'm here. I will make sure I'm here. What's the 14th? What day is the 14th? 9. It's week after next. 9, 10, 11, 12. Thursday, I think it could be. Yeah, Thursday. Next Thursday week. I'll make sure I don't go anywhere Thursdays. So I'm going to be here Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Ain't going anywhere. No. So I think I will go now. My chats are getting longer. I know when I was in cough before I had my hiatus, they're only about an hour, but now they're just getting longer. So everybody, I hope you have, I should have done this at the beginning. I might do it every week. I won't do it now. I'll do it. I have to write it down to do it next week. I don't think there's anything else I want to talk about. It's crazy. Had the landlord here because had to do a bit of painting. I said, I've had midgies. He said, they're better. I said, well, I got the perfect fix. He said, what? What do you do? I said, you get some apple cider vinegar and some dishwashing liquid. You put it in a container. Not much dishwashing liquid. And you put it somewhere and it attracts them. And they get in, they can't get out. And midgies are so tiny you can't see them. But I looked in, I just had them just inside the front door because I didn't want to, you're supposed to put it where they are. But I thought, they must come from there, I don't know. And you can see these little black things. When they're flying and biting you, you can't see them. But once they're in there, I caught them. So Google is a wealth of information. Even the guy next door, he didn't know, but he had midgies. I said, this is what you need. So the landlord, he's out at a place called Muni Water. Hopefully he'll do that, that's all it is. Maybe I should put it up on Facebook to let people know this is what to do for midgies. I've never had midgies before. I didn't know what it was. I got bitten, my leg, I never, so yeah. So I think I might go. I want to thank you all if you got to the end. Thank you very much for watching my videos, and I will see you next week. So it's goodbye from Sally. Sally, if you're watching, I still got her. Bye. Oh, where's Cece? Where's Cece? Oh, there she is. And bye to Cece. That's why I called her Cece for Cecilia. And bye from Minnie. So we'll see you, or at least I will. Don't know who I'll have next week. Hopefully I'll have my room all set up. Maybe. So we'll see you. Bye. 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 Bye.